What up guys, Nina Galina Fit Mama here, and we are gonna be making a pasta fagioli today. And we're gonna make a vegan version of it today. You could add meat if you want to, but not today. I'm gonna do my best to show you how much of what I use. I never really measure anything when I cook. Versus baking. Baking is completely something different. It's more art and you need to follow the instructions. Let's get going, and I'm gonna do my best, like I said, to show you how much of what I use. Today I'm going to use one Spanish or white sweet onion. It's one little bit bigger onion. The more the better. In my opinion, it gives a lot of flavor. Here I have Romano beans. I use them because they're very starchy, but you can essentially use whatever you want. And I have 2 cans of Romano beans, and I believe they're Unico. Here I have 3 minced garlic cloves. I guess a teaspoon of smoked paprika today because I'm not using meat, so it gives it that smoky meat flavor instead of real meat. You're gonna use smoked paprika. It's gonna give you amazing flavor. And plus I threw in a few of the chili flakes for a little bit of heat, not too much because my family doesn't really like it too spicy. Parsley for later at the end, and some throughout the cooking. And here we have something called Vegeta. The meal would not be a meal in Croatian household without this little gem. I'm using a bigger pot, and I cover my bottom with the sunflower oil. I guess you can use oil that you like. If you want to make a meat version, you can use pig's fat. Some sort of lard. We're not going to, even when I make a meat version, I don't use it. Okay, so I turned on the heat, kind of a medium high for now, and I'm gonna add my onions. Let them saute for a while. Let it caramelize slowly, get the nice little color, and that's where all the flavor will be. This is what you're looking for. You can see it's reduced and the color is amazing. I'm going to add the bean. At this point I'm going to add just like this much garlic. I guess let's say 2 cloves of garlic. So 1 clove I'm going to leave for the end. Because I don't want my garlic to burn. So it's going to saute a little bit with the beans. I'm going to turn up the heat just slightly, back to medium high. You could at this point add also a carrot. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I'm going to choose not to. How the heat has picked up, and this is what you're looking for. So let it saute like this for a few minutes, and then we're going to add hot water to this. I will add a little bit of Vegeta. You can always adjust seasoning at any time. And of course I'm going to add smoked paprika and some chili flakes. See how the beans are already kind of falling apart, all that starch, that's what you're looking for. It's amazing because it's going to thicken up the whole, I guess let's call it a soup. Some people cannot have the roux at the end, that thickening sauce that you're going to make at the end. So you can just mush up a little bit of these beans at this point before you add water, and then at the end when you add your pasta, it will give enough thickness that you will not even need that. I added some parsley. See how it's kind of sticking to the bottom of my pan? That's a bean starch, and that's what you're looking for because that's going to add flavor. Yeah. I've added water, just a little to cover the beans, and I'm going to let it simmer like this before I add more. It looks beautiful. It's starting to thicken up a little bit, and there's a little film at the bottom of the pan, like little bits and pieces that are sticking, which is good. I'm gonna add more water. Yep, make it pretty thin, liquidy. So remember, you're gonna be adding pasta at the end. So that in itself is going to thicken it up again. Stir it around until you feel that there's no longer anything on the bottom of your pan sticking. Reduce the heat to medium and let it simmer. At this point you can actually add tomato paste. I think I might add a little bit. About a soup spoon full. See? Keeping. Just let it cook and it's going to just blend it. I covered the pot now because I'm going to bring it to boil. Turn up the heat because we're going to put pasta in, okay? Today I'm going to use this little elbow pasta. Like I said, this is a quick recipe. Otherwise you can always make your own. Not too much because you don't want pasta to overpower your dish. You want it to be kind of equal amount or less. By all means, if you want to use gluten-free pasta, you can. If you don't want to use pasta at all, you can sub with potatoes. Of course, it's not going to be called a pasta fagioli. It's just going to be some sort of a bean stew. Okay, it's bubbling away, and I'm going to add my pasta. I prepared a cup of pasta, but I may or may not use the whole thing. So let's see. Let's go for it. The whole cup of pasta. You can, if you're using a bigger pasta, if you happen to have a fettuccine at home, spaghetti, whatever you have, you can use. Just crush it up and put it in. Like I said before, we're not making some complicated dish. It's a quick, it's easy thing. So we're not cooking our own beans. We're not making our own pasta. It's just a quick meal. If you came home from work, family's coming home soon, something to throw together. Does not take much prep whatsoever, and just a matter of cooking it down so you don't have that tinny taste to your beans, and that's it. Your pasta is done in whatever the packaging says. We all like it al dente, so it's not going to be overcooked, and this particular dish is better as it sits. Keep the heat on medium-high and quite frequently stir, because the pasta is going to stick to the bottom if you don't. I would say halfway through. After that, just close the lid and take it off the heat. I don't think I'm going to use the roux, make the roux at the end, because these beans are very starchy and it's going to be wonderful once the pasta is cooked. One thing I have to say, guys, when you're cooking, you have to try your food. Don't go by the recipe when it comes to seasoning. Keep trying. Don't rely on someone else telling you this is how much salt you need and this is how much pepper you need. Just do it yourself. We all have different taste buds, so keep tasting it throughout cooking, okay? Not just at the end, throughout the cooking, okay? Because once you serve something that you haven't tried, God knows how it's gonna taste like, and you don't want that, right? So I've taken my pot off the heat, and this is absolutely beautiful thickness that I like. It's gonna sit here a little bit longer, so if you want it thinner, go ahead, add more water, adjust the salt, pepper, all the seasoning that you like to put in. Add parsley at the end as a garnish. Okay, so here is our finished product. It thickened up a little bit more. The way we eat this, believe it or not, we put a little bit of a fresh cabbage slaw, and of course a slice of bread, any kind you like.